All right, what's up, everybody? It's another episode, Sammy and Marissa's husbands, special guest again today. Um, so joining us, right? Pretty much everybody that listens to this knows the person. I'd say maybe not everybody knows them as well. Um, Part of the bachelor party, part of the wedding. He was at mine and Sam's engagement party at the Fat Pelican and numerous other events that we've all done together, typical night outs, all those stuff. It is Chan's dad, Nikki's husband, Trey's wife's sister's husband, and Todd. What's
Hey,
going
hey,
on? How we doing?
what's up, guys? Doing well. Happy to
Um,
be here. Excited.
yeah, man. So we got a fun little agenda today. It's Groundhog's Day. So old Punxsutawney, I think that's how you say it. He saw his shadow. 6 more weeks of winter.
Wonderful.
Not wonderful. Pretty
I don't know if
unfortunate.
I don't know if that counts for North Carolina though. We're as bipolar as it gets, man. So I don't believe that the hedgehog
Yeah,
groundhog.
I read somewhere he has a 35% success rate, so we're optimistic. Another fun tidbit is it is 1 year since we did our first demo episode, Tyler.
One
Um,
year.
1 year on February 2nd, 2024, I sent Sam the first demo episode that we did so she could listen. So this is in fact a year in.
My God.
My God, man.
My God, man. We've gone from no viewers to 7 viewers in a year. I mean, like the exponential rise that we've had is
It'll be talked about in history books for sure.
well, pretty soon there won't be any more history books, buddy.
That's true. Um, but yeah, so that first demo episode was so bad we didn't even put it on Spotify. So you can imagine how bad it is because if you listen to the first few episodes, you'll get a pretty good outlook on it. But we do this thing called an athlete segment, Todd, and you're gonna be the one that guesses the athlete. And we
Okay.
do three hints. All right. And if you guess it right on the first three hints, then me and Tyler have to shotgun a beer. All right. So and if you don't guess it right, then obviously we don't have to shotgun a beer. And you get 10 questions to ask us to narrow it down to get the athlete correct. And if
Okay.
you don't get it on those 10 guesses, then you have to shotgun a beer.
Oh God.
All right.
And it's 5.
It's always been 10. You just want Todd to shotgun a beer.
I've got to see if I have any beer.
It's okay.
I got a Foster's, but I'm not shotgunning that. I'll crack it though.
No, it's all good. I got faith in you. So your first hint is Miami. Your second hint is defense. And your third hint is killed.
Mm.
Miami, killed, defense. So just think about it for a second, but we typically tailor the athletes to the guest.
Okay.
So that's technically a fourth hint, but
All right, so I can start putting out some guesses.
you just make one. This is your guess for the shotgun though. So this is the one for the marbles for me and Tyler having the
But
shotgun.
I can get 10 questions before I make my guess.
No. So you have to do one guess right now. And
Miami defense killed.
yeah.
Um, the only thing that's coming to my mind is if it's correlated, like relevant to me. Um, Gotta say, the pitcher for the Marlins, that died. Oh shit.
That's good.
Fernandez, I think.
I think it's Jose Fernandez. That is
I'm
not
thinking
the
I'm thinking
one.
defense, he's pitcher, he's defending baseball. I'm baseball. Okay,
Yeah,
so
not the one. Nope.
Miami. Okay. Defense killed.
So now you can just ask questions. You can ask questions like, what sport? Or usually we try and go yes or no questions.
Sure. What is it? Are we talking football?
Yes. And now I can open my beer and not drink it peacefully and not have to shock on it. So thank you.
You're welcome. So it's got to be the Dolphins, or it could be Miami University. Defense killed. I mean, the only football player I could think of that's been killed was Dwayne Haskins, but he wasn't on defense. I think he got killed in Florida though. Are we talking professional football?
He did play professional football, but not for Miami.
Miami defense killed.
Oh, I know who it is now. I didn't know because Trey, you still haven't told me, but I know who it is now.
So we tailor it to the person. So think about your teams.
All right. Miami defense killed. Sean Taylor?
Yes, Sean Taylor. Nice. I thought you were gonna get it. I was expecting to have to chug this beer.
Yeah, no, I honestly I don't know what Miami. I didn't know Sean Taylor had any relevance to Miami. To be honest with
Miami
you.
University. He went to the
Okay.
Yeah, I was we try to make it like, because obviously I don't want to shotgun a beer right now. But try and make it like hard enough to where you don't get it on the first guess, but like not too hard where you can get it after like 3 or 4.
Got it. Nope, that was a good one. Yeah. Skins fan, but not well enough to know probably that much info, but definitely knew Sean Taylor.
Okay. Well, Skins,
right, cool.
mean, we'll talk about a hell of a year with the Skins / Commanders. How do you feel about the Commanders being the Commanders? Are we against them being the Commanders?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to call them that. I've always known them as the Skins, so it's just what I'll continue to call them. I think when that whole thing started happening, and then obviously the Indians followed suit, then trying to take the tomahawk chop away from Atlanta. I think the country's just gotten so damn soft. I mean, sports have been sports for as long as we can remember. Teams have been named what they've been named for as long as we can remember. And the more interesting piece to it all is like the actual Redskins, that community really don't have any issues with it at all. So it was never a decision to be made to, please the actual Redskin Indian culture. So yeah, they're always going to be the Skins to me no matter what. But what a year, man. Love to see Snyder get the hell out of there. And the new ownership to have the rookie quarterback Jaden just went off.
Great pick in the draft.
Yeah, it's good to see McLaurin finally, shine. He's had a good year finally with obviously we've had decent quarterbacks, I would say, in the past, but Jaden's just special, man. And we're going to be good for I think a while now.
I'll tell you what, I think Snyder is probably sick to his stomach.
Yeah, he could suck a dick.
Yeah. Definitely. But so we're gonna jump into kind of like a guest interview portion. And Tyler, just jump in with questions when you have them. I have some preset ones that I was going to talk about. So for everybody, Todd is recently into training for, is it a sprint triathlon or is it got a distinction?
Yeah, so it's a triathlon. There's different levels for triathlons. You've got sprint, you've got Olympic, and then you get into like the Ironmans and stuff like that. Sprint is just it's still all 3 legs of a normal triathlon, but the distances are not as high. So it's, if you want to call it an entry into it or a beginner's, call it that. But yeah, huge getting into it and love it.
Yeah, Tyler was talking about doing a sprint triathlon there for a little bit. But I think just, getting into it, didn't really have the right equipment. And getting into a pool is sometimes kind of difficult. But I want you to tell the story of how you got into it, because it's kind of hilarious.
Yeah,
you weren't
wild.
even planning on really doing it. It was just for a specific. Yeah.
Yeah, no. So I've always hated running. We'll start there. Never ran never had any drive to run. Ironically, when I was in college, where I stayed off campus was close enough to campus that it didn't make sense for me to keep driving my car. So I actually went and bought a road bike from Walmart when I was in Tennessee, and I would ride that to the ball field. Anywhere I went on campus, I would ride that. So I kind of always had a little bit of enjoyment from a cycling standpoint, but never ever would have thought of taking it to a race or a competition standpoint. But anyway, so my brother Josh, he played ball at Pembroke. He was in the military for 4 years, stationed in Italy, and he did a lot of marathons. He got really big into that culture, that lifestyle. He and his then wife did. And fast forward to post 4 years, he retires and he's doing a civilian life, whatever. But I want to say probably October of last year, I got a random Facebook message from one of his teammates at Pembroke, and I just knew the guy's name from when Josh played there. Really never met the guy, but he had introduced himself, and I guess he is now an assistant coach with the baseball team. And Josh had a pretty heavy accolade sheet when he was there at Pembroke. Well, anyway, this guy was asking me for Josh's information because he's trying to push to get Josh into the UNC Pembroke Hall of Fame for baseball. And so he just wanted to kind of know what's he done post college, what are some of his achievements. And first thing that came to mind obviously was his military career. And then I knew he had done triathlons and marathons, but I never really knew kind of how he placed or how he finished. So I called Josh, keeping everything super anonymous as far as the Hall of Fame induction potentially. But I was just like, hey man, I'm thinking about doing a triathlon. Didn't you do some in Italy? And I mean, before he could even answer the question about doing them in Italy, he was just like screaming out of excitement that I had this interest all of a sudden. And I mean, he was just like, that's awesome. I love to hear that. I'm going to do them with you like this. You don't know how happy this is making me. And I just was like, I had to kind of mute my phone, look at my wife. I was like, oh my God, like, I don't have any interest in doing this. I'm just trying to figure out like what he accomplished without having to tell him what the question was for. And so we talked for like 5 minutes about triathlons, and he was like coaching me up. And anyway, I hung the phone up and I looked at Nicole. I was like, what the fuck am I doing here? Like, I'm not doing this, but I guess now I need to start figuring shit out. And so it kind of just took off from there. I got my hands on a bike that from my mom's fiance, that's a road bike, and just started riding that around, doing little 3-4 mile rides. And I always knew that would be something I could do and I would enjoy. And I did that for like 3 months. And then finally I was like, all right, well, if I'm going to do this, I need to start running. So I started running. And before I knew it, we're here now, and today I'm a month away from the triathlon, and I'm hooked. Like, I love running. I love the biking. I just started swimming last week, and this is going to be the first of many for sure. I'm addicted. It's crazy.
That's what's up, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really awesome.
Yeah.
So race is a month out, right? So early
Yeah.
March.
Yeah, March 2nd. It'll be on Sunday.
Sunday. Okay, where at?
It's in Wilmington.
Oh, really?
Yep. Yeah.
So it's that was the one I was gonna do.
Yeah, the Azalea. Yeah. Yeah. It's gonna be in Wilmington. It's right there on campus. It's a 300-yard swim, 12-mile bike, and then a 5K.
Okay. You swimming in like the probably the student rec center, maybe?
They've got an aquatic center, I guess, for their swim team.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
With 25-yard kind of laps. And the way it's structured is it's going to be basically like a snake swim. So it's 25 yards one way. So down and back in one lane is 50 yards, obviously. But the way that they've got it set up is I think it's a 12-lap pool. And they seed you based off of your 100-yard time. And you'll just go down and back all the way from one side of the pool to the other. Which will be a total of 300 yards.
Hell yeah, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And obviously you've been like getting into Strava. So for those that don't know, Strava is almost like a social media platform for like posting your workouts, and it's primarily used for running and bikes. But you can post workouts and all that stuff. And Todd and I follow each other on Strava, and Sam also has one. And Sam has begun to get a little what's the word I'm looking for? Obnoxious with commenting on my posts. So I'll run like a 3 mile run or something like that, and she'll comment like, "Wow, congratulations! This is such an accomplishment. Great job." And I think she's begun doing that same thing to Todd's post. So you're in for
Yeah.
it now.
Yeah, no, it didn't surprise me when I started seeing the accolades and the congratulatory remarks come in.
Yeah, she's a real asshole, but but that's awesome, dude. The triathlon thing sounds fun.
Yeah, I'm pumped.
Tyler, now you gotta get in. You could have been doing this one with him.
Yeah, this one, honestly, it's not the same one because the one that I was gonna do, the swim was in the intercoastal. So this one is
Swimming,
it was a longer swim than the swim you're gonna do, which is actually part of the reason I decided not to do it because
Yeah.
I'm just one, I'm not a strong swimmer generally, and I just didn't have time to get in the pool. But it's kind of funny when you were saying it didn't really start that way because my half marathon didn't start that way either. It was kind of like a joke. And then I told enough people that I was doing one that I was like, oh fuck, I gotta actually do this now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's strange how you get like addicted to it. And granted, I beat my addiction. I don't run anymore. So
Yeah, it's wild. I think with the swim, I majority of them are open water, from a swim standpoint. And I think honestly, if you know, the distance on the swim, I think it's actually on a sprint, more like four, maybe even 700 yards is kind of the typical. So I'm not really sure why. I think this is 300 because it's obviously indoors and that's just the distance of the pool. But it's sanctioned. I mean, it's a legit, triathlon is sanctioned, rules apply. So I mean, it is what it is. I mean, um, my goal is obviously to knock this one out, and then there's another one in June that I'm going to sign up for. It's in Durham, and that one you do open swim 700 yards in Falls Lake. So yeah,
that
that'll be
open
interesting.
that open water stuff that's gonna be tough.
Yeah, I've kind of gotten myself paranoid a few times just swimming in a lap pool, the past week that I've just started training, and I'm just thinking to myself like there's a difference when you can touch the ground when you get to the 3 foot section, and then you can kind of catch your breath. It's different than being in open water.
Yeah, and you're fighting the current and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
Um, but let's move on from triathlon. Let's talk about your shoe collection.
yeah,
So Todd has a lot of shoes, mostly Jordans, I'm assuming, right?
yeah. All Nike, all the Jordans, with the exception of two Kobe's now, but everything
Okay.
else is Jordan.
Okay. And then mostly ones also, Jordan ones.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So how many shoes do you actually have?
Yeah, so my most recent count, I'm at 82 pairs of shoes.
yeah.
Damn. So an
Yeah.
actual collection, not just like 7 pairs. That's a collection.
Yeah.
Um,
They get worn though. They get worn.
that's good. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the point of them, right? You buy them to wear them. I mean, sure, you want to keep them in good condition so you can potentially resell them later on. But what's your favorite shoe that you have?
Yeah, I was kind of going through them. I've got a couple that really I don't wear them the most, but they're definitely my favorite. I've got a pair of Jordan 1. They're called the Nigel Sylvesters. Um, Nigel Sylvester's a BMX rider, but he got a collaboration with Jordan Brand probably 4 or 5 years ago now, and the shoe is actually made to look just completely beat up, scuffed up from riding your bikes, breaking with your, the toes and the heels of your shoe. Um, so it was just a really cool concept of the shoe that it's just out the box, looks like it's been worn for 10 years. And that's one of my favorites. I do have the entire line of Jordan did another collaboration years ago with for fly knits. So they did Jordan 1 fly knit. So it's all fly knit material. And I've got every single one of those that came out. Never really took off. They never really got popular, but because of that, I think now they're, I won't say sought after, but they're rarer to see.
Yeah.
But I have a pair of Jeters, so they're
Okay.
the bottom of the shoe, the sole actually has the captain on one and then respect in like a translucent sole, which is pretty sick.
Is it like respect with like the two in the middle?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And then I just recently about a few months ago, I picked up a pair of Kobe's, and they're called the Girl Dads. And I've obviously got a daughter. What happened with Kobe and his daughter. Um, I remember seeing the live news feed of that the morning it happened. But these shoes are just sentimental to me because of they say Girl Dad on the tongue, and they're just really cool. They got Kobe and Gianna's signatures on them, and it's pretty sick. Yeah. So if I had to pick a favorite, those would be my top three. Probably
Okay.
Kobe, maybe taking the cake.
Yeah, I mean, definitely
Yeah.
the sentimental value. You can't beat that.
Yeah.
Um, so how does Nikki feel about your collection, and what is her least favorite shoe that you have or that you wear?
Yeah. So Nikki, obviously not the biggest fan, because I have so many, but um, she just hates the clunky shoes, like the bulky ones. I mean, the only ones that I have that kind of resemble that are, I've got a pair of Griffeys, I've got a pair of Shacks. So circa 1990s, where the shoes were just like bricks.
Boats, yeah.
Yeah. Those are her least favorite. She wants me to obviously sell them. I've always kind of talked about how one day this collection will put Chandler through college. And I kind of take a look at it now and I realize that's probably true if they were brand new, but it's not easy to sell a used shoe, even though they're lightly worn. But she she's a fan, but she's got her reservations. I would say to the collection as a whole.
That was going
Okay.
to be my question, Todd, was if you could put a value on the shoes that you have or the amount of money you spent, whichever one you're willing to
Yeah,
disclose.
yeah. No, I've gotten the majority. I would say probably 95% of the shoes that I have, I was able to get at their retail cost. And I think with anything, not with anything, but most things with time they will appreciate. Certainly with Jordans. Um, I've spent the most I've spent on a pair of shoes is probably $400 maybe. But I've got a pair that, if they were brand new in my size could sell for close to 2 grand. And that's just one pair, right? So if I even were to get retail for all my shoes, it would be, it would be up there, 10, 15, maybe even closer to 20K if they were new, but that's not realistic at this point, obviously.
Heck yeah. I mean, hey, that's a lot. I don't know if this is on your like TikTok or Instagram algorithm, but uh all those like sneaker con festivals where people are doing mystery boxes and
Yeah,
trying to get deals on shoes, that's everywhere on my TikTok algorithm. And it's crazy the market for some of these shoes.
it's wild. Yeah, it's I've seen it. They pop up on mine as well. The mystery boxes, and then I follow some people on YouTube as well that where I will just watch, whether it's Complex or Flight Club, some of those stores that are up in the New
Right.
York area. But yeah, it's wild, man. I mean, it's just it owes you owe it all to Jordan. I mean, he kind of obviously reinvented everything back in the '80s, so and it just never died off, and it probably never will.
Yeah, I don't think it ever will. It's always going to be, and it's always going to be the Jordans. I don't care what year it is, it's going to be the Jordans.
Yeah.
But all right, let's move into let's talk a little baseball. So first we'll talk about the actual sport and actually playing baseball, then we'll get into the Tyler and Todd argument of baseball. um but so you you went to high school in Tennessee, right?
Right. Yeah. So freshman year was in Tennessee,
Okay,
and then we moved to North Carolina my sophomore year.
so that's when Pinecrest happened.
Correct.
Okay. And then
Yep.
you went back to Tennessee to play baseball after high school, correct?
Yeah. So I went back. I graduated high school and actually went to a community college locally for a year and a half. And just decided that I wanted to give it a shot to go back to Tennessee. And I was fortunate enough to the head coach of Austin P at the time. The whole time we grew up in Tennessee, he lived across the street from us. So um, I had a really good connection there. Obviously, a good network with him. His son and I were the same age, best friends growing up. So it's kind of was one of those all about who you know type of deals. I would say I contributed. I was moral support for the team. I
Oh
didn't
yeah.
do really a whole lot of playing, but I was part of the team to say the least. And I enjoyed my time there, and um, I was happy to obviously go back home. I mean, Tennessee is and was always home to me, so to be able to do that at the capacity of being in and around baseball was awesome.
Yeah, man. Anytime you can continue playing after high school is something that not really anybody can say they did. So that's sick. Um, what position did you play? I'm guessing what second base, middle infield.
Yeah, middle infield was primary. Growing up, I loved pitching. I think every kid grows up and they just love to pitch. Um, and I think obviously I did it probably a little too much through the little leagues and the minor leagues. Just started having arm troubles, arm
Yeah.
issues, and then I was never a big kid. I was very skinny, slender. So the second and the short was always kind of the spot for me.
Okay. And then obviously big Braves fan.
Huge
Um,
Braves fan.
huge Braves fan. I wanted to do a Braves player for the athlete segment, but I knew it would have been too easy. So that's why I had to steer away a little bit. Um, but let's talk favorite player growing up.
Yeah, Greg Maddux all day.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
I was thinking you were gonna go somewhere like Chipper Jones or somebody like that, but
Yeah, no, obviously I love Chipper, but Maddox was just
he was the guy.
yeah, I'm not even really sure why. Josh Chipper was Josh's favorite player, so
Okay.
that also could be a deciding factor as far as like what swayed me to go with Maddox. But yeah, 31 has always been my favorite number. And
That makes
Maddox is
sense. I get that now.
yeah,
Okay.
Maddox is he's been my guy.
All right, and then Tyler and I we have a an interesting feeling about this guy called Barry Bonds, and I need to know your stance on Barry.
Yeah, he needs to be in the Hall of Fame, man. 100%. I understand the argument, right, with the whole steroid usage, cheating, whatever you want to call it. But I've said this before to probably you and others. You know, I've played baseball competitively growing up. If I pump steroids in my body, it's not going to change my hand-eye coordination. It's not going to make me see a 92-mile-an-hour curveball coming out of a pitcher's hand and be able to hit it. So you've got to have the ability still to be able to perform and have those skills and those tools. Yeah, you made him stronger, sure, and obviously you're hitting the ball further and more home runs are a result of that. But you still got to be able to hit those pitches and see those pitches. So for that to be the potential reason as to why he's being left out, or even in the discussions as to why not, I don't agree with it. I don't agree with any of the players that are kept out of the Hall of Fame that should be there if it comes down to steroid use.
Yeah, I think we definitely agree with that. So Tyler, you can kind of take over this one, and kind of the outlook for the next season. Who's you guys? What Mets and Braves are in the same
Yeah, we're in the
division?
same division. Yeah,
Yeah. So
No, he's
who's coming out on top?
probably us.
yeah. I mean, for the regular season, it probably will be the Braves. They still, I think, have a better team than we do.
Yeah,
Last year was truthfully like a magical run in the postseason. I haven't felt. I mean, it was 9 years since we made it. That close. But I mean, we did have a huge offseason pickup. I'd like us to be able to keep Pete Alonso. I don't think we're going to be able to. Um,
I don't know who would want him either.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, the amount of money we paid Soto, he'll never be able to live up to that contract.
No, I mean, that's the dumbest thing you guys could have done. It's just a new. The way I look at it with the Juan Soto thing, it's just another New York team being a New York team. I mean, the Yankees overpaid. I think the Yankees are just notorious for trying to buy the talent. I mean, they spend the money. It's not really worked out for them. They haven't won the World Series in a while. And then you guys have the Mets are just the money you spent on Soto. I just don't think he's not gonna live up to that. He may help you in certain situations, but you guys have him for a long time, man.
Yeah, no, it's going to be interesting, and I'm really bad about like just being, a typical Mets fan. Woe is me and all this shit. every year. So it was nice to be in the playoffs and experience winning. And I'm trying to go into the season with a positive attitude, but it's impossible for me to ever have a positive attitude about any of my sports teams. So, and fuck the Braves, dude. Like you got that, you got that you got that core for so long that it's gonna be the NL East. I mean, it's the Braves division to lose every
If
year.
we can stay healthy, I mean, I think, again, it is what it is. We did what we did last year with losing Strider early, losing Acuna again, to be able to still make the run that we made it was awesome. I mean, I was happy with it. I obviously wanted to keep progressing to the next stage, but yeah, we're definitely locked and loaded young for a while now. Again, if we can just stay healthy. But our pitchers last year when Strider went out, our young guys stepped up and they're just going to be just as bright for the next few years too. So
It's frustrating. Baseball's
baseball.
frustrating.
Yeah.
Baseball
And
is definitely
the
frustrating.
shit with the shit with the Dodgers, bro, like they talk about like buying talent. I mean,
Yeah.
especially with all the deferred money that they're doing, which I feel like should be illegal. I feel like you shouldn't be allowed to do that.
Yeah, that's wild.
Because when they defer it like that, it doesn't hit their salary cap the same way.
No.
I think it's cheating, but it's also me probably just being a whiny baby. But
Fuck the Dodgers though. I hate them and fuck the Mets.
no, yeah, I feel the same way. Fuck the Braves and fuck the Dodgers.
Yeah. I mean, that's an honest NL East opponent response to each other.
Well, before we
And
continue on, just saying fuck the Braves and fuck the Dodgers, or the fuck the Mets, or whatever, whoever fucking. Let's take a commercial break.
somebody's getting fucked.
Somebody's getting fucked.
Before we take a commercial break, I had a couple of questions to Todd about his
Oh yeah,
action.
for sure. Go for it.
So don't ever fucking try and cut me off again.
Yeah, you're just saying fuck the Braves and fuck the Dodgers.
What was the school that you played at, Todd, in Tennessee?
Austin P.
Oh shit. Okay.
Fun
I'm gonna
fact: the same school that I think it's
Emmanuel.
Emmanuel,
Yeah.
the guy
The
with
little-
one arm, plays at.
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty sick actually. I'm trying to find your stats online.
Yeah. You're not.
I tried. There's
Like
a
I said,
bunch
I
of
was
other Todd Haley's.
I was part of it. I didn't contribute hardly at all. It was a short-lived kind of stint. So
I looked you up, Todd Haley baseball, and your brother came up. So I was looking at his numbers and I was like, wow,
Nah.
that's really cool, man. Though I mean, I always dreamed of playing college basketball. I tried to play college basketball. I tried out for Cape Fear for 3 years and then just realized it wasn't going to happen. I didn't have the size. I'm not going to say I didn't have the skill because that would be a lie because I definitely did. It it's impressive, even if you're being a little humble, just saying you were a part of it. Impressive to be a college baseball player.
For
And if you
sure.
guys ever decide to move to Wilmington, you're automatically on our slow pitch softball team because
Happily. Yeah, yeah. Happy to.
Oh,
we
I did
fuck-
enjoy
forget
that.
about that.
we suck.
Yeah. I've heard you're
Um,
pretty good though. I've seen some videos.
Who, me?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's gonna be a hot position battle between Wes and Todd at second base.
In slow pitch, I like third. I want to be where
You're gonna be
the
the hot corner.
Yeah, I enjoy that. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Our third baseman is considering not playing anymore, actually. So
Who's the third baseman? Ed.
Ed, yeah,
That's gonna be a
Oh,
tough
Ed.
loss. Ed was solid.
Ed was our team MVP last year. So actually, you kind of just have to move to Wilmington now.
Yeah, you don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Or you could
we'll
just
see.
drive down every Tuesday and Thursday.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to pay for room and board. I have a guest room. That's it. We solved it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Yeah,
I may need to take you up on that room and board offer though for the triathlon.
No,
So-
yeah, you guys can stay.
We'll talk to you.
All right, we ready for a commercial break?
Let's do it.
Let our Our big ad companies come in here and give us the big bucks. All right, we'll be back. Are you snowed in and feeling hungry? Don't worry, not everyone is off during this snowstorm. Call the Tuna Twins to fulfill your hunger. All right, and we're back. Thanks for that sponsored ad by the Tuna Twins. Just getting you right, even when everybody else is off work.
Yeah, I mean that's just the kind of service we provide. Like even in uh, outrageous 5-inch snowstorm in coastal North Carolina, the Tuna Twins, the Piscato Pals, the Minnow Mongers, we're gonna get you your fish.
Yeah, so like 5 inches is a lot, right?
5 inches is insanely large.
It's pretty much huge.
I've been told it's massive.
It's a lot for North Carolina.
All right, so jumping back into it, I want to talk a little bit about this plane crash. I don't know if you guys have heard about it too much, but right outside, I believe it was the Reagan Airport in DC, right?
Yep.
Reagan.
Yeah.
An American Airlines flight crashed with a military helicopter. Um, Obviously, pretty much devastation, total devastation, pretty nuts. But some things I kind of heard of it is like the aircraft was on like its final approach. And really, when you give the final call, like you're locked in as the pilot. Like I feel like obviously I'm not a pilot, so I don't know, but I feel like you're locked in. Like, okay, here's the runway, like in my level. I'm not really focused on what's going on beside me. And the helicopter, from my understanding, was on like visual flight rules. So they weren't really limited by altitude or anything like that. They're just supposed to look around them and see where they're going. So helicopter crashed in the flight. Basically, everybody died, from my understanding, right?
Right.
Like
67 people, I think.
Yeah.
67 people. I mean, that's like the most devastating like crash involving aircraft
It's like
in
25 years, 25 years, I think.
yeah, I mean, brutal. Absolutely brutal.
And it's the first commercial crash since 2009, like in general.
Damn.
Yeah. About the altitude thing, I will say that from what I've heard, they had with the helicopters, you're supposed to have a 200-foot peak, and
Yeah.
apparently that helicopter was at 350 feet when they crashed. So I don't
Mm,
know the reason for that. Maybe just could be human error. I mean, but I don't, obviously don't want to say about a person who just fucking died that it was their fault. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean
I've
it's tough. Go ahead, Todd.
yeah, no, I woke up, God, I don't know, the morning that happened or the night that happened, I was up early, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock with Chandler. She woke up, so I'm on my phone, and I first started seeing it super super early, and I was getting into it, and even the following day. But some of the things that I've heard were obviously, I guess when a flight is getting into the zone, if you will, from a landing standpoint, there is it's a common path that's drawn out for every single commercial airline, whether it's a jet or a big plane, what have you. That they almost made it sound like it's it's a line that the plane kind of self flies itself on. I mean, I doubt that's it, but and that was the case. So the airline was already on the track that every single airplane from weeks, months, and just in eternity into that airport comes on the same track. Um, the other thing I heard was there's two runways at Reagan. So the runway 33, which was the runway that this airline was going to, was kind of a late decision to shift
Mm,
to that runway. It was 33, from what I understood, is not the normal runway that all flights and all the planes come into. It's not the main one. It's a side runway, a special runway, what have you. And I think that either air traffic control, and I don't want to get it wrong, so don't, verbatim quote me on this, but I don't know if the pilot was given the option to kind of last minute go to land on 33, or if they were told they needed to. But that deviation off of the traditional flight pattern obviously is what led into the part of what led into the collision. And then on the military side, I heard that um, you heard the air traffic control communicating to the Black Hawk pilots, and they were acknowledging, "Yep, I see the plane, or I see, the jet." But there were speculations and talks that maybe they saw a different plane, because there's obviously other planes that are going off, still flying into the area, and the plane that they acknowledged was not unfortunately the plane that they collided with. So terrible. I mean, just terrible situation altogether. But
Yeah, it to me it just sounds like there was miscommunication on many levels, and it just happened to be like at the worst time possible for miscommunication to happen.
yeah,
I don't, you don't want to put like blame on somebody, especially if that somebody is no longer living. So it's like kind of a hard situation. It's just overall sucks. Like overall sucks.
yeah. I wanted to ask you, Trey. So another piece that I heard during one of Trump's briefings was the pilots seem to have had night vision goggles on, and obviously they were doing a training exercise at night, so naturally you would assume that's what they're wearing. But you being in the military, I'm assuming you've obviously worn those. What does that do from a actual vision standpoint? Obviously, I know it enhances you being able to see at night, but does it give you any kind of limitations from a peripheral standpoint or a clarity standpoint? When you were talking about a jet airliner that's obviously got super bright lights, does that hinder a night vision aspect?
So when you're wearing night vision, like a device or goggles or whatever, they have different forms. Theirs are built into their helmet, so they're way more high tech than the ones we have, which are just the ocular tubes. Um, Everything is green through the night vision, and things pop up white if they're moving. If there's light associated with it, it's like extremely bright. So if you were to walk into a room, like a room with the light on with your night vision goggles on, it would it wouldn't blind you, but it would be like really, really bright and hurt you. So the light like is not gonna just go away. Like it's almost even more noticeable because it hurts your eyes. So the aircraft having the lights should have been even more noticeable in a sense.
Hmm.
In an object that big, they definitely would have seen it if it was in their actual view. Now it does get weird. Like I don't know if the pilot was a little inexperienced wearing the night vision, whether it may be their first couple times wearing them. It is weird, like figuring out like where you are in time and space. You can get turned around pretty easy because things look different. The buildings might not quite look like the buildings you're used to seeing. So that very well could have been something that caused it.
And this was a training exercise, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they fly the outline of the river as like a training exercise pretty regularly, from my understanding.
And I don't know anything about planes, and I think that planes or helicopters, and I think that is kind of the issue with this is a lot of people who don't know what they're talking about, speculating about stuff.
For sure.
When I mean, just let the people do the investigation, and I'm sure the families are going to want to have the blame placed, and rightfully so. I mean, they lost their families, kids lost parents, parents lost kids, so like, but getting on the news and all these fucking talking heads being like, oh, this and this and that. And I don't fucking like Trump anyway, but like people blaming Trump is like, what the fuck did he do? I mean, obviously he fired some aviation people, but I don't think those things directly correlate to
I mean,
causing a tragedy like this.
No.
yeah, I mean, everybody's always going to make something up and try and blame the other political party. That's just how the world works right now.
Yeah.
So all in all, like it's hard to put blame on somebody, and you really don't even want to at a time like this. Like you just want it to kind of wish it never happened. But
And
Yeah, they did say that and I have heard like air traffic control occupations, that's a tough job.
oh yeah,
I don't think it takes a rocket science to really know that. I mean, but they said I think that they were understaffed that night as far as how many people were in the tower, but they knew that and they were okay with that. The person that was obviously operating was able to manage um whatever tasks were at hand. But it's not to sound morbid, it's kind of one of those live and learn, unfortunately, type of situations. I mean,
Yeah,
obviously, I think in that type of role, in that type of occupation, you don't ever short staff. And now, this could potentially be obviously the reason why,
Yeah, hopefully some good comes from it, where
for
you
sure.
can get all these agencies staffed. And Marissa's grandfather actually was a decorated air traffic controller.
It's pretty wild.
wow.
Yeah.
Pretty wild. Hard job. But let's move on to something a little less morbid. Um, so Tyler, you're gonna have to take this a little bit because you actually told me about it. But in Wilmington, they're doing a pilot of open containers in the Brooklyn Arts Center, right?
Yeah, so this weekend, Saturday was the first day, so yesterday. And then the next 2 weekends on Saturdays from 12 to 5 within, I don't know where it exactly where the imaginary line of the Brooklyn Arts District is, but in the Brooklyn Arts District, it's like you take a step past Edward Teach, they give you a fucking, drinking in public ticket. But they're trying it out, and I don't know if it's for to just see if this neighborhood in downtown could potentially be an area where it's open container all the time, or if it's a trial run for the whole city, end up being something like Savannah or New Orleans, which the three of us have a little bit of experience with drinking down in New Orleans. I don't know. I don't know if we're going to talk about that or if everything that stayed in New Orleans is staying in New Orleans, but it's interesting. And I don't know how I feel about it. I have mixed feelings about it because if you can handle yourself, I like the idea of getting a beer and people being like, "Oh, we're going to the next bar," and I don't have to immediately chug my fucking beer. I like, okay, we'll walk. I'll drink while we walk. Throw the glass in a fucking bush, and then go into the next.
Maybe pee in the bush.
Yeah, whatever.
Definitely P. Um, I like the idea of open containers, and I think I like the idea of open containers in just a specific section of the city, so that it's most notably like a kind of a rowdier area where people can drink and walk and do all these things. But then you go over to another section of downtown and you can't do those same things. So I like that they're kind of breaking it up potentially. It's definitely going to bring a lot more people because I know people go to Savannah specifically because of the open container laws. New Orleans is New Orleans. That place is like nowhere I've ever been.
I'm never going back.
You're not alone. Neither one of you are alone in those statements.
Yeah, that it's just different down there, man. Like it's almost like a different country, kind of.
Yeah, it's weird. It's
And
definitely
those,
got its sections,
yeah,
and
definitely has its section.
we saw every single one of them. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
The
Yeah, we,
good, the bad, and the ugly.
that's one of those places where you legitimately have every kind of person in like this drunken soup. I mean, it was a great time. My wife is never allowed to go there for any reason.
not a chance.
With me, without me, with 20 people with her, she can never fucking go to that shithole. Um,
I
but my,
wish I wish one of us wore a GoPro for that weekend.
no, no, you don't.
No,
No, you
I
don't.
do. I do. I truthfully do.
We
I,
got
I wish I wish
we
I
have
had a
enough footage.
I wish I had a GoPro of when Todd fucking planted Nick through that mattress.
I have a video. I have that
We
video on my
have
phone.
footage of that. Yeah, I still think the best picture is the one of Nick on the bus with the hat sitting next to that poor girl.
He was just locked in, ready to fucking go. And then this just like girl, he's sitting next to her with his hat, with his game face on, just fucking ready.
If we had to hear John Jones one more time that trip,
Oh man, what a time. What a time to
yeah,
be alive.
it was good.
Um, so Todd, I've been doing this thing in terms of sports betting. Obviously, everybody sports bets, right? But I've been using Chat GPT to make my picks for me.
Not
So
familiar with it.
Chat GPT?
Mm-mm.
Okay, Chat GPT, you remember Ask Cha Cha back in the day?
We had to ask Jeeves.
I
Ask
remember
Jeeves, kind
asking.
of same thing.
Okay.
So Ask Jeeves is just a search engine, Trey.
Yeah, okay. Well, so basically ChatGPT is like a website and an app that you can ask it questions and it can real time spit out things for you. So I could say, well, let's for instance, I'll just give you the example of sports betting, right? So I type in Chat GPT, I say in the Super Bowl, the Eagles play the Chiefs. The game is in New Orleans and the Chiefs are favored by 1.5. Is it safer to take the Chiefs minus 1.5 or the Eagles plus 1.5? And it says if you're looking for the safer bet between the Chiefs and the Eagles, Eagles plus 1.5 is probably the safer option. Here's why. Eagles balance play. The Eagles have a strong, well-rounded team with a solid defense and versatile offense. They are more likely to keep the game close, even if they don't win. With the plus 1.5, you would win if the Eagles lose by 1, or if they win outright, which gives you a little cushion. And then it's like Chiefs variability. The Chiefs, while potent on offense with Mahomes, and like it gives you actual data and it like thinks for you. So I've been doing this with all these sports games for probably about a week or so. And let me pull up my little spreadsheet. But I'm 10-2. All right. And the only 2 games I lost were both NBA games. And those are the only time I've bet NBA, which I still blame Drew for that a little bit. But it's kind of working.
Nice.
I'll talk to you after about ChatGPT and a little bit more about what it can do. But
Yeah, I'll look into it. I've taken a hiatus on betting.
yeah,
So I've taken a long, and I'm still on it, and I'll be on, probably plan to be on for a while. But are you 10-2 on those? Are they parlays or were they just straight bets?
I've been just doing straight bets just because it was kind of an experiment to see how AI would pick my games for me.
Yeah.
And so tonight I took an NHL game, which I know nothing about. So I got the Red Wings plus 1.5 versus the Canucks.
Okay. Good
So
luck.
we're gonna see how that goes. Monday, I'm probably gonna do the Iowa State versus Kansas college basketball game. The line hasn't come out yet, but if you're interested in hearing what AI thinks, just let me know.
Are you betting money lines or are you mixing spreads in?
I'm just taking spreads, so I'm asking AI what
Okay.
the safer bet is in terms of the spread.
So when you because I've done my fair share of sports betting, so I
Yeah,
know some of the terminologies. But so when you're asking the Chat GPT safe bet on the spread, are you putting the spreads that Vegas has got on the game, and then it's saying, okay, this is like 1.5 for the Eagles, right? That's what probably Vegas has got it at,
yeah,
and so it's telling you it's safer play to take the +1, right? Plus one and a
yeah,
half.
right.
Well, I don't know if you've ever considered this, but you can tease spreads too.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I mean, I was looking at something today online, and there was like you can one of the I guess college games had the initial spread was like 9 for the game, um, but you could tease it all the way to like 18 and still be at a moderate bet 10 to win 5 or bet type of deal. So it's still a decent payout from an odd standpoint, but you're giving yourself a shit ton more points to
Right.
put on that underdog. Just be like, you lose by 20 when you're being given 9, and so that could be an option too. Tease it a
Well,
little bit.
It definitely could be.
I don't know if Trey's done much of the tease. I love a tease bet. 2 teams you usually get 6 points, and then 3 teams you get 10 points. So it depends on what type of tease you're doing. And I usually go the route of the underdog where I just fucking give them more points.
Yeah.
But you can even play it to where, if the Chiefs were favored by 6 and you're doing a team, you get them at +4. So it can go either way with that. And I like it, but also it's extremely frustrating when you get it wrong and you give
Yeah,
them.
because you're like, how
Yeah.
I even gave him
are
more
you
points.
how the fuck are you losing? How are you not covering when
Yeah.
I gave you this? Oh man, no, last year I got on a heater in like November, and I don't really know how I came across it, but I was doing tennis bets, live tennis bets. I know nothing about tennis, and like I'm talking about tennis, like overseas tennis.
Yeah.
But when I say I got on a heater, I was up probably like a lot. And what I was doing was my strategy was I was just throwing a 5-leg parlay, 4-leg, 5-leg parlay on a live match, but I was taking the favorite. So they might be minus 450, minus 700. But when you stack those enough to where you can bet 10 to win 10, I was betting 100, pocketing 100. And then I'd bet 300, win 300. So yeah, if you're feeling lucky, Chat GPT, put that in your Chat GPT and see what it says.
Yeah, for real. Feeling dangerous, Maverick. God damn.
That's a new put that in your pipe and smoke it.
It's fun though. I mean, but there are those times it's like this person was you're minus 1600. You're active in your match. You're gonna win, and then they lose.
And
it's
they
like,
lose.
holy fuck! And it's your parlay shot. So, but that's gambling, man.
It is gambling, and it is addicting, and we are some degenerates.
Yeah, to say the least.
So this is a sad news, and I don't want to talk about it, but I feel like we need to. My Carolina Tar Heels versus that team in Durham. We got embarrassed.
Dude, RJ Davis sucked yesterday.
He sucked the whole season.
God,
I think
that was brutal, man.
It's
Cooper
hard
Flag
to
is
watch.
legit.
Cooper Flag's he's legit. He really is. It pains me that he went to that school. I can't even say their name. But RJ's played bad the whole season, right? And honestly, we got this new freshman, Ian Jackson. He's like a 5-star recruit, really good. And I truly think RJ is like, it's not your time to shine yet. It's my time. And he's like not playing team basketball and just shooting it all the time. And it's messing us up. And it also doesn't help that we are literally probably the smallest team in Division I basketball. Like Elliot Cadeau is listed at 5'11". Like not 5'11", probably 5'10", 5'9", maybe. RJ Davis is listed at 6 foot. Our 3 guard right now is Ian Jackson, who's really a point guard, who's listed at 6'3". Our 4 guard, or our person playing our 4 is a freshman that's like 6'6", and our center is like 6'10", maybe. We're just so small. It's ridiculous. Duke's average height was like 6'9".
Yeah, well, Duke is also, I mean, they're insanely large. Pause.
They're a big team.
Yeah, and that other white boy, Con Knuppel or whatever his name is fucking good too.
Yeah, they're good, man.
Yeah, you guys suck, honestly.
We suck.
It's kind of strange to be able to say that about a Tar Heel team, but you guys are what, 13-10?
We're bad.
And Syracuse is having their worst season since I've been alive. We're 10-12. So I mean, it's kind of misery loves company, but we're 14th in the ACC, which I want to put a bullet in my fucking head. But
yeah. Dude, Elliot Cadeau is too small to play high level D1 basketball without being able to shoot. If he could shoot, cool. He can't shoot. He just kept driving in, getting swatted by the freaking beep that they have. I don't know if I can say that. I was going Greek freak.
What's the timestamp of this fucking shit so I can edit that out?
Oh man, I don't know. It doesn't say. It doesn't say.
You can't say that.
Well, I was going in terms of like, the Greek freak.
Yeah, totally, dude. Stop saying it.
It's one of those things. Put our editor to the test.
Yeah, me. I'm not even that good at editing.
All right, but Hubert Davis has to go. We got to fire him. He's got to be fired.
I think that game was, I mean, I don't think he's a bad coach, but I think that game is probably the straw that broke the camel's back. I mean, came out of Mad Cat's retirement for my cousin's birthday last night. I get there, I'm like, oh shit, they got the game on, and you guys are down fucking 30. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, it got to 36.
You're lucky that you lost by 17. I mean, it's obviously all garbage time, but it makes it, people have a short memory about things. So
right, they just look at the final score.
Makes it look like it's not that bad.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Disgusting.
It was disgusting. All right, well, let's stop talking about it. So a little NFL. First thing I want to talk about NFL is these Justin Tucker allegations. Any thoughts?
Sometimes
I've
a
not
man
read into it.
he apparently took his dick out and at massage parlors, and then apparently would take the head of his penis out and allegedly, touch people with it.
Okay.
Um, and I saw a tweet from 2021, I think, that said Justin Tucker ejaculates early in Baltimore massage bar. And someone was just like, "Oh, that's crazy," and it was real, allegedly.
Yeah, so he's accused of inappropriate sexual behavior by multiple massage therapists. He calls the allegations unequivocally false. Basically, they're saying he's exposing his genitals, rubbing them with his penis, and excess bodily fluids on the table.
Come.
Yeah, thank you. I've seen a funny nickname going around. He's being called Justin Tugger, which is hilarious. But yeah, what a situation. And I've also seen now they're going to trade him to the Browns so he can be with Deshaun.
Honestly, fuck the Browns. They deserve what they've gotten. I mean, but that's beside the point.
Him and Deshaun just go play for the Patriots.
Yeah, for real.
That's the
Christ.
trifecta right there.
Yeah,
Patriots they have their own fucking parlor in the stadium. They don't even have to go out. Yeah. Oh my God.
All right, and then I want to know your thoughts on the NFL potentially adding an extra bye week. Has anybody heard about that?
Extra bye week, is it going to come with an extra game?
It's going to come with an extra game for the NFL as a whole, but not per team, right? So you know how teams have one bye week now. They'll have 2 bye weeks in a season. But what that would mean is that the Super Bowl will fall on President's Day and we'll get Monday off.
I'm for that. I'm not for adding any more games.
It's not an extra game for the team. It just gives them an extra week essentially of the season.
No, I see what you're saying, and I'm okay with that. But I'm not for adding another game to the schedule. I don't think
I'm with you.
18 games is too much.
Yeah, I'm with you for sure.
I didn't really like adding another game anyway, because I liked being able to finish 8-8.
I don't know if I like it. I don't know if I like it for fantasy purposes.
Yeah, that'll be interesting for fantasy too.
Yeah, I don't know if I like the extra bye week there.
That's true. I didn't think about fantasy purposes.
Yeah.
Well, if Trump was any kind of fucking president, he would just make the day after the Super Bowl a holiday anyway. We don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I mean, going to work, it's really not that late in reality. It's just because people want to drink and have like a Super Bowl party is the reason why it sucks going to work. But
you still have to go to work Tuesday. Super Bowl's still gonna be played at night on a Monday.
No, it would be played
on Sunday and then off Monday.
Yeah, exactly. So that's Sunday. That's the thinking behind it. And then so since we're talking Super Bowl, obviously Eagles Chiefs line is 1.5. Kansas City favored. AI says the safer pick is the Eagles plus 1.5. But what are you guys' thoughts?
Fuck them both.
Yeah, I mean
I would never, if I was betting, I wouldn't bet that game.
It's Hitler versus Mussolini right now. Like, I fucking hate both these teams, but yeah. I will rock with the Eagles because I really hate the Chiefs.
Yeah,
I think they're pretenders, dude. Like, I don't even care that they're here. If they win the Super Bowl, I still think they're pretenders. I don't even know how that logically it makes zero sense.
Yeah.
But I hate those motherfuckers.
I'm with you. I don't think they're that good. I think their O-line is terrible. However, I don't think I can get myself to bet against Mahomes.
Well, then I would just do player props. I put receptions on Goddard or something. He's probably the only person I would put any type of bet on. Him and Saquon.
Yeah, if only we could put roughing the passer penalties.
Oh yeah, if we can bet penalties, there's gonna be a lot of fucking penalties against the Eagles.
Well, Super Bowl, they always give you. I've noticed in the past, once the Super Bowl's around, you get a lot of really cool little one-off bets that you can bet.
For
Like how
sure.
long is the anthem going to be?
Yeah.
Type of that type of shit. So there may be some weird penalty prop that you could put some money on.
Yeah, I think
All right now is orange Gatorade.
I was about to say, like, what's the color of the Gatorade? You're thinking orange?
Orange Gatorade.
I'm thinking cool blue.
Ooh, those are two heavy hitters right there.
Those are two heavy hitters. I like cool blue. Who's singing the national anthem? Do we know? I think Chris Stapleton should sing the national anthem every Super Bowl.
Well, that'll definitely get you in with a certain crowd. He's a great singer.
We got to get
What's the band that he was in that Mike likes? Steel Drivers. He used to be in them.
yeah. I mean, Trump signing all these executive orders, signing an executive order making Chris Stapleton sing the national anthem every Super Bowl.
And who do we want at halftime?
Well, Kendrick Lamar is doing halftime.
Kendrick's at halftime, yeah.
Who do we want every year? Do we want Kendrick every year to the end of time?
No, I'll tell you the best halftime I ever saw was when they had 50, Dre, just like the whole 90s lineup out
That
there.
was
That was
good.
one of the coolest halftime performances that I ever saw.
That was good.
Me and Trey are big on 50. So
Big 50 Cent guys. Also, are we like tracking that Kendrick Lamar is going to call Drake a pedophile on the biggest stage on national TV?
I saw that headline too. I don't know.
He's gonna it's gonna happen.
the NFL told that I'm assuming the NFL told him he can't say this. They probably have their stippies, but then he's gonna say that shit anyway.
He doesn't care. He doesn't need the money.
Oh, well, it's not like
Yeah.
they can. I mean,
What
I
are they
doubt
gonna tell him he can't come back next year?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's not doing it again.
Nobody repeats it.
Yeah, no, he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. And if I was him, I'd do it too. Honestly,
I might call you a pedophile if I had that kind of stage.
I'm thinking about doing next commercial break. Oh man, but yeah, I think what do we think about Kelsey retiring if they win?
Yeah,
I think if they win for sure.
I mean, I still like Travis Kelce, but he did
Is-
sour on me a little bit after he pushed Andy Reid last Super Bowl.
Yeah, that was bad.
Is he gonna propose to Taylor?
That'd be crazy.
If they win and he gets on a knee and proposes, like that would be like talk about like an insane like social media moment. All the girls would lose their fucking mind.
Well,
Like
the
all the more
NFL
reason
fans,
for the Chiefs to win.
the NFL fans.
Script is out, Todd.
I'm
Chief
telling you.
Kelsey fucking proposes to Swift, and then I blow my brains out.
Yeah.
In reality, though, the Eagles should absolutely torch that defense. Saquon Barkley should run for 500 yards.
I hope he does. I fuck with Saquon. Saquon.
Oh, Saquon.
Saquon these nuts. I think he's unreal, man.
Yeah, he's wild.
I mean, they have a great offensive line too, though. So I mean, it's not just him.
Yeah.
You don't run for 2,000 yards with a shitty offensive line.
No, I didn't expect him to do what he did against the Skins, but I mean, first play of the game, what can you do? I mean,
That was tough. Right when that happened, I was like, oh.
I just kept telling myself, I was like, well, listen, he's gonna score. Like he was gonna score this game. So just it is what it was.
Might as well have it on the first
Damn,
play.
man. Shit.
That was a
the tone setter, right? That
Their
sets the
offensive line is just nuts, man. It really is.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's take another commercial break. We'll jump in the last segment. We'll power through the rest, and then we'll call it a day.
Hello, everyone. Does your podcast guest have a muff duster that's got you questioning your sexuality? If so, call 1-800 I'm not gay.
All right, and we're back. He does have quite the muff duster on him. How long you been growing that thing out?
It's my tri-stash.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, no, this doesn't take too long.
Okay.
Maybe 30 minutes.
Okay. How's Nikki
30
feeling?
minutes?
That just went right over my head.
Yeah, Nikki's she's mixed. I've been called pedophile. I've been called my dad.
Oh.
Both of which she is not fans of. My dad is not a pedophile, but no, I like it. It's growing on her just like it's growing on my face. So
Hey, there you go. There you go. All right, so some big news hit the NBA. Luka Doncic got traded to the LA Lakers for Anthony Davis. Definitely a blockbuster trade. Probably the biggest in NBA history. Will it work? What do we think?
I I was shocked. I saw that. I Corey texted something in the little group chat we have, and I was like, that can't be real. And then I fell asleep, and then I woke up and saw all the shit. Yeah, I mean, I don't understand it truthfully, because the Lakers have been playing good, and the Mavericks will be fine when he's healthy. And Mark Cuban has come out and said in the past that I will divorce my wife before I trade Luka Doncic. So I don't know if everything's going okay at home with him. Somebody should check on that. Um, I think it makes more. I mean, everybody's like, "Oh, the Lakers got fucking Luka, this, that, insanely good for them." I think it's better for the Mavericks right now. You get an All NBA center who you're going to play at the four beside Gafford, who's having an insane year, and then the Lakers have no big guys now, and it hurts us defensively.
is Morris? That's one of the Morris twins, right? That was part of that package. Markeith.
Markeith, I think, yeah.
Is he still good? I mean,
No,
relevant? No.
no, relevant, no, and good, no. So double no. I mean, no disrespect, Markeith.
You don't want problems with Markeith.
Markeith Morris will whip my fucking ass straight up. He's not the
Yeah.
player he used to be, though.
No, it used to be solid,
I
but I
mean,
mean,
he's a good player, but
I
also it could
mean,
be an opportunity thing because that front court's loaded.
yeah, I mean, truthfully, I don't understand it. LeBron and Luca. People say they're looking to potentially trade LeBron as well, which I don't see happening because I think they want to keep LeBron around so he can do that farewell tour, and they want to like.
I think they're moving LeBron
You think so?
100%. I think they're gonna do him right and send him to a contender. Him and Bronny. Um, yeah, Marissa just turned on Harry Potter, and I'm gonna be so fucking pissed off if she's watching that without me. So I just heard it in the background.
Well, it's all good. We don't have tons left, so you'll make it.
Long movie, Tyler.
I'm not gonna comment on that. I want to see the whole movie. I just did comment on it. I'm off.
Yes.
I'm off my fucking train of thought. I think they're moving Braun, and they're
I
gonna
don't
get.
think so.
I don't understand. I really don't get it. I don't think they'll. It's kind of hard to say that two All NBA players are not going to play good together, but they're both so ball dominant. They're very similar.
Yeah, they
And
are.
Luca is dog shit on defense, and he's
Yes.
Slightly
right now.
larger.
Yeah, he is.
270, bro.
Yeah, I don't know how true all the fat stuff is. He does look very thick.
I got
He needs to
eyes, bro.
start. He needs to
I
start
got eyes.
triathlon training with Todd.
I mean, I can say it. I'm also a fat man. So, I mean, you guys watch out. Don't be hitting on my boy, but like
I mean, you ain't wrong.
he's fat as fuck. And he needs a salad. And that's why he keeps getting hurt because he's
Pleasantly plump person.
Yeah. Um. All right. Well, we'll see some developments that come in with that. But I want to try like maybe a new segment. You know how we have Pat's peeves and we're talking about things that kind of bug us. Well, we need something for things that are good, right? Like maybe things that like scratch the itch. We could call it the itch scratcher segment. We could call it Mike's likes.
okay.
We could call it
I
anything.
actually have something that's good.
Okay.
And
Let's
it
hear it.
kind of and it relates to Todd somewhat. Um Creed, One Last Breath, topped the charts for the first time in like 20 years because of their like resurgence. And that's a good thing. We need more of that type of music.
Yeah, I agree.
Interesting. Top the
Yeah.
charts. That's
You
What a
know that.
concert. What a
Great.
concert.
I forgot. I keep forgetting that you guys went to that together. Well, not
Yeah,
together, but
we got a picture together.
Yeah.
nice.
And then we talked, and Nikki went on a rant about something.
I
While
was
we were,
probably crying.
well, isn't Three Doors Down your favorite band?
Yeah, but we had a buddy that passed away like a week before that concert. And I got like a I don't know, 4 minute long video of just my phone pointing at the moon. And then you just hear me crying during higher.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't mean to laugh, but
No,
that's
I was in my feels, but I was screaming and yeah, screaming and crying and singing.
that was a great. All my videos are ruined. I took 10 videos because I mean every song, and I just hear me fucking hoarse voice screaming over it.
Yeah. I'll never understand why I even try to like do Snapchat videos or recordings at concerts because I don't know how to not sing the songs and that's all you hear is just my voice. I'm like, fuck, man. Like I actually want to have this video where I can hear Scott Stapp singing and I can't.
He was I mean they put on a great show.
I thought Three Doors Down was better, but
I didn't know that, and this is I'm not going to comment on my own personal things, but I didn't know they were like a religious band.
yeah. Do you know POD was a religious band?
I don't even know who POD is.
Same era. Look them up. They're good. Under Oath, Screamo band. They're religious band.
Yeah, I mean it didn't affect my concert at all. And some of it I was like, okay, this is pretty nice. And then but Wes was like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah, and honestly, Scott Stapp was doing a lot. I mean, you've always heard stuff about Creed, like a religious group.
That's one thing I could have done without that show is he did a lot of his breaks in between the songs, his speeches. I was not a fan of those.
It was too much.
It was way too much. It was overkill.
Three Doors
He kept-
Down, they were like, I like Jesus. And I was like, okay, cool. And then Scott Stapp was like, we got to come together.
He was preaching. You were at a sermon. Yeah, it was
I'm
bad.
like, dude, shut the fuck up and sing one last breath, bro. I'm
Yeah,
drinking.
they're
I'm drinking
teasing us with
$19 beer.
the silent guitar riffs in the back, and Scott Stapp's like, brother, I want you to look at your sister, and I want you to hug each other, and remember the Lord. And all you can hear is, and we're like, all right, shut up, dude.
And the guitar player who's like doing that has a shirt that says Kamala Harris is a slut or some shit. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
It's so contradictory.
Oh my God. What in the heck?
Yeah, what were we talking about? We were talking about good things, and then
We were talking about things that were good. We were talking about things that were good. So where I was going with that, I was playing pickup the other day, and we have 10. The other team has like 8 or something like that. So we're playing to 12. And then as we're coming down on offense, somebody yells out, "No twos," seconds before I shoot a game-winning 2 to win the game. It's just a good feeling, I like kind of scratches the itch.
Every time we play one-on-one, 10-10.
Yep.
You got me on my heels, hard dribble right. I have to step back because I'm slow as dirt.
Yep.
Face.
Classic.
Yep.
Also another thing I just wanted to talk about that was like just something that happened is I was going to get breakfast with Sam the other day at work. We pull up to this coffee shop where we're going to get breakfast. This truck pulls in beside me, kind of like 2 parking spots over, like big jacked up, like dually. So kind of like a sick truck, like super tinted windows, Ranger in the front license plate. So I'm thinking like, oh, probably like a kind of a douche that's about to hop out of this car.
Small penis.
Yeah. Dude hops out, double amputee with both prosthetic legs. And
I wish I could retract that statement. I guess.
Yeah, right. Well, it's kind of what I was thinking when he jumped out too. But I was like, man, somewhere a bald eagle is screeching right now.
Jesus Christ.
But it was kind of sick, and I was like, damn, this dude's a badass.
What?
But yeah, man, we need a name for that segment. So like something, because we do Pat's Peas, we do randoms questions. We need a name. So if anybody has any names, just shoot them to us. We'll name this.
Haley's hell yes.
Yeah, we're gonna mute Tyler.
In honor of Todd, Haley's hell yes.
Okay. All right. So random questions. Todd, the way we usually do this, we're kind of getting towards the end, but I'll do a question, Tyler will do a question, and then you do a question, and then we all like take turns answering. Right. So first I'll ask my question and you guys kind of just answer when it comes to you. But the first question I'm gonna ask is, there's 1,000 grapes. Each one you eat is $50,000 for you, but one of them is poisonous and kills you instantly. How many grapes do you eat?
So each grape I eat, I get $50,000.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go till I die.
That typical gambling addict right there.
Degenerate.
No, putting my family first, Tyler.
There you go. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, but what if okay, here's a morbid question. First grape you eat kills you. Chandler doesn't have a dad.
She's got 50,000 though. He ate a grape.
No, the grape kills him. I thought you don't get the money for the poison one.
I mean,
I thought it just kills you, but you get a 50,000 for every grape you eat.
I think it still counts. I think you still get 50,000 for the poisonous one. It just kills you.
Let me be honest with you, Todd. Your life is worth more than $50,000.
So you're not eating any grapes.
Oh, I didn't say that, bitch. I'm probably having like 10.
No, I'm gonna eat some grapes.
I have a question. Do I know that I'm gonna die when I eat the poisonous one? Do I have time to call Marissa, or am I dead? Like
No,
immediately?
instant. You put it in your mouth, you die.
I'm gonna say I'll eat 200 grand.
I was thinking
Yep.
7. I was
The
thinking I'd
other-
eat 7.
I think the other concept of that is, if you know that going into it, I mean, you're probably being detained, or like you're a POW already. So, what the fuck? I mean, that's not some game you're playing that's coming on ABC at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, you're in a rough spot. for
You're
some-
probably already in a really bad situation.
That's true. That is true. Oh man. Okay. All right, that's question 1. Tyler, you got one?
Yeah, mine is not. Mine is just a stupid fucking question. I had a little bit. Yeah, I mean, listen, we have a thing. We have a theme.
Mhm.
So I asked the perfect paper towel amount last week or 2 weeks ago. When I was a kid, you flush the toilet, and it would happen randomly because I didn't know how things worked. And the blue stuff would come in the bowl, right, to clean the toilet. Have you ever done that as a homeowner? Like, I obviously clean my toilet, but I've never done it to where you flush and you get the blue circulus. Obviously, it's something you put in the tank. I know that. I'm not a fucking idiot, but have you ever done it at home?
Like put the cleaner into my tank so every time I flush.
And because when I clean my toilets, I do a powder in the bowl and scrub the bowl.
Yeah, I scrub the bowl. I've never put anything in the tank.
Right, I've never done that either.
They've got those like lozenges though that they attach to the side of the bowl on the inside. I've seen those that when you
Yep.
flush, it'll filter out the water, and kind of help clean. But I've never done anything in the tank. No.
Do you know what I'm talking about though?
Yeah.
I think I've heard people doing and putting things chemical wise in the tank, but I've never. I think Joe Callisto nixed that for me real quick when I brought it up to him.
You're scrubbing some toilets out there.
Yeah, that was just. I guess that was just the way my parents clean. I assume it's like a less kind of gross way of cleaning the toilet. It's more of like a.
I think it's like something that's supposed to prevent the buildup as often of
Yeah.
like mold or crud or whatever the hell that stuff is that gets on the rim from the water and all that stuff.
I think it's got
I,
something to do with the water quality in this country. I think like it's hard water
yeah, I mean,
when you get that ring.
it's better than the water quality in other countries.
Listen, I'm not an anti-America. I'm an American. I'm American elitist, brother.
All right,
Like
all right, all right. There we go. Just checking.
I'm
All right,
just saying,
Todd.
sometimes the water's bad.
Yeah. So random question here. What should you do after you call an Uber SUV and you ask how many can fit inside?
What should you do?
Yeah, what should you do?
Like a Uber XL, Todd. Like so, like 5 people is like
Like an
the.
Uber SUV. Yeah. So the question is, what should you do after you call an Uber SUV and you ask how many can fit inside?
I say no matter how many people we have, I go okay, thanks. And
Or you ask if you can bring a roadie.
oh, well,
No,
I don't ask about roadies.
I-
I just take one.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what you're getting at. Is there a
Yeah.
certain
The answer is, yeah. Hide your bitch, hide your wife.
I don't know what you're doing.
It's the song. I don't know if I understand.
I don't get it.
It's a song. It's a song lyric. The lyric in the song is the J. Cole song, and it
Yeah.
says, call an Uber SUV, ask how many fit inside, and then the next line is hide your bitch, hide your wife.
wife.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I was asking you, what do you guys do
I
after
didn't
you
get
call
it.
the SUV?
I
All right.
missed it. I missed it. Oh man.
That's one for Trey. I would have never got that.
I'm embarrassed. I'm so embarrassed.
Oh shit.
Obviously, I'm not a good fan.
Do you try and squeeze extra in there though? Because I would if they
I'm
say
not
we
really sure I've ever called an XL.
really.
No, I think we just try to cram into an Uber,
Yeah.
or we take the train or walk everywhere.
Ride a bike now. We're on triathlon season.
Yeah, yeah, we ride
You
bikes.
you can just get anywhere now. You can ride a bike, run, or swim. You don't even need a car.
I'm ready to roll.
All right. Next question. How am I going to word this? Women UFC fighters. What's your stance? Could they beat your ass?
Yeah, probably.
I'll take it first, Todd, even though you already answered. Yeah, probably. I mean, I would say like 99% sure that they could because let's go with the I'm 250. I'm 249. Let's not get it twisted. Um what and I don't know anything about fighting other than, I've got anger issues and I can be physical. Like this is a professionally trained person, but they've never I'm assuming they've rolled with people who are my size who actually know how to fight. So yeah, I'm getting my ass beat, especially striking.
Yeah,
More likely with the striking.
I think if we're talking just they're not allowed to take me down to the ground or use their legs, I'm probably still gonna get beat, but I'm gonna get a lick in for sure. And
Oh yeah,
sometimes all it's gonna take is gonna get a lick.
and
If I
I'm not
if
even
they
saying they can knock me out because I don't know if that's true. I mean, but they'll definitely piece me up.
if they take me to the ground, like if that's allowed, I don't stand a chance.
So I was doing some looking up, and the heaviest they can possibly weigh as of right now in the rules and compete for a title is 145 pounds.
In the UFC.
In
In the
UFC?
UFC. That's if they can compete for a title. So I know that
So
they've done some other things with like Cyborg and stuff where it wasn't an actual
okay.
title fight.
That was gonna be
But
my question. Yeah.
I think like if it's that 145, I don't think I mean, sure, if we just stand up and there's no like takedowns, I think I'd get pieced up in terms of points. But in reality, they're so small, like in terms of height and reach.
I think I mean, let's keep it a buck. I'm beating your ass. And a professional fighter who's a woman is beating my ass. So, Pythagorean theorem.
You weigh over 100 pounds more than the most one of those girls can weigh.
Trey, sounds like you want to fight a woman.
I want to beat a
Yeah.
woman. Yes.
Yeah, that's.
I know a woman who is under that threshold in your home who you can beat right now.
No, I can't beat her. She's the exception.
And
She
then
fucked me up.
And then Todd will have to come down there and whip your skinny little ass.
Yeah, she's the exception. I don't want no freaking problems with her. She's a feisty one at times.
So you're worried about Sammy, who
Yeah.
can't fight at all.
No, it's not the fighting I'm worried about. It's her words.
She's quick.
Emotional damage.
She's quick.
Yeah.
I'll take the next one. I'll take my last one.
All right.
So I don't know how y'all want to do this, but how many Pokemon can you name in 1 minute?
Oh, that's actually a segment we've had on the pod. Have you listened to any episodes?
Have you? Okay. All right.
But
we haven't done
apologies.
this one.
Not with Pokemon. But
So let's do this. So why
I'll
don't y'all
do
go? No, you and Trey go back and forth sequentially. So Tyler, you start. Be like, oh, I can name 2. Then Trey, if you think you can beat that, get to a point to where one of y'all calls bullshit on your guess, and then whoever calls bullshit has to.
Trey can't name more than 5, dude.
There's not a chance I can name more than 5. Honestly, 5 would be a struggle.
I can name 10.
Okay.
Well,
That's
I
good.
can't name 11. So bullshit on your 10.
Okay.
It's funny, Todd, because we actually do this segment sometimes, like exactly
Really?
the same, where we go
Okay.
back and forth and say like, oh, bullshit. Usually it's something random, TV shows or anything like that. We actually did it with Sammy last week. What'd she do?
She did Akatar characters.
Akatar characters in her book, her
She
girly
got it.
books.
And we only did
30 seconds.
30 seconds, and she got 12.
Yeah. So you got a minute to do 10. All right, I'm gonna start a timer.
Get your clock out.
All right, on you. Whenever you start, I'll start a timer.
Todd, I have a quick question.
Go ahead.
Do evolutions like count, or is that one?
Sure.
Like I can name the different levels of the evolutions, right?
Yeah, you can do it. It doesn't matter what generation or if you want to do evolution. That's fine.
Okay.
Because then you should be able to do more than 10.
Oh well, yeah. I was thinking 10. I wasn't even thinking evolution. So I've
Are
got.
we cooking it up? Are we cooking it up?
Go ahead.
Before I'm saying like going up from 10.
No, I'm keeping 10, and I'm just gonna see how many I can name. So I get the win, and then I can see what I can do.
Fucking bitch. All right.
All right,
Whenever you're ready. Yeah.
Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard. Oh my god, I just Mew, Mewtwo, Blastoise, Bulbasaurus, Ivysaurus, Mimikyu, Raichu, Pikachu. Where am I at?
11.
Okay. Mr. Mime, Hitmonchan, Hitmonlee, Togepi.
I don't know if those count. You're not pronouncing them right, but keep going.
You uncultured fuck.
Ivysaurus? What is an Ivysaurus?
Ivysaur. Holy shit. Bulbasaur. Oh my
10
god.
seconds. 10 seconds.
Good call, Tom.
All right, that's time. That's time. You got like 16.
You were so sure. Venusaurus.
16 and 17 and 7 of them were pronounced incorrectly. So yeah, you failed.
I didn't do Pokemon like the rest of the guys. I got into liking Pokemon when I was older. So Ivysaurus. Oh my god, they're gonna like before they get to the part where you correct me, the people who listen to this are gonna be screaming at their fucking radio. Dude.
Yeah, they are.
Your ratings are about to drop.
Yeah, we're about to get some 1-star reviews.
Oh my god, dude. Ivysaurus. I'm gonna fucking kill myself.
Oh, that's funny.
That's bad, dude. I was like, how am I pronouncing Mr. Mime wrong? But
All right, Tyler, you got your last random question.
Excuse me. Okay. I want your top 3 fast food items. Can be anything. It doesn't have to, you don't have to do 3 burgers. You could say like McDonald's fry, so and so burger, so and so milkshake. But your top 3 items of any fast food.
Okay, I'm ready.
Do
All
it.
right, send it.
Fillet of fish from
Ooh.
McDonald's.
Great choice. Cheese is never on it, square.
Um, a beefy 5-layer from Taco Bell. Yeah. And yeah, I guess it's definitely one thing because it's the order. It's the wings and things from Zaxby's. The
Oh,
boneless.
great. What sauce are you getting?
Nuclear.
Wow.
Actually, the garlic one they've got is delicious. Dip that with the honey mustard. Oh my God, dude.
I
I
usually
might, or, I might
go.
get Zaxby's tonight.
I usually go the hot honey mustard or whatever the sauce is on that. The wings and things when I lived at the Keys was like I was always at Zaxby's. The
Dude.
wings and things is one of the highest calorie options you can get at any fast food restaurant. And
It's a lot of food.
it is fucking awesome though.
It's so good.
So mine, I like started typing mine out right when you said it. My first one is Zaxby's Texas Toast.
Okay.
A cookout milkshake.
Which one? Which flavor?
Probably strawberry cheesecake.
Okay.
And then Bojangles fries.
Okay, great.
Good choices, yeah.
But they gotta be like done well because I've had shitty Texas toast from Zaxby's. And I've had shitty Bojangles fries.
The
Yeah,
Bojangles fries for me are shitty when they do like light seasoning. I fucking hate when they do that. Like
It's not about
I gotta be seasoned heavy for me.
you got to send the Cajun on there. What is it? Old Bay? They got to be using Old Bay, right?
I'm sure that's involved.
Something like that.
Well, Zaxby's does the same shit. Like I
Yeah.
will put on my order extra, and I never get extra on the fries.
Yeah, that shit pisses me off.
I'll
Zaxby's is good.
For the sake of clarity, I'll do mine. I'm not gonna steal wings and things, but I think that's great.
Yeah.
Or Texas toast, which comes in the wings and things. I'm gonna go cookout milkshake, mint Oreo, extra mint, and my shit better be bright fucking green when I get it, dog. Otherwise, I'm going back around the fucking line and getting more. You better pump my shit 3 times. Cheesy gordita crunch. When I ate beef, I fucking loved a cheesy gordita crunch, man. There's
Those are
something
good.
about the sauce in that. I think it's a ranch based sauce. And for my third one, I'm gonna go original chicken sandwich at Burger King.
You and this fucking BK.
I love Burger King, dude.
I got an honorable mention because Trey Bojangles, I forgot about that. I love the Bowberries.
Oh yeah.
I will say this though, there was one time, and I will get a Bowberry any time of the day. When I go to Bojangles, my order is actually a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit with a Bowberry. I never get anything else, no matter the time of day. But I went there one time, and I asked for extra icing, and I'm not kidding you. When I opened the lid, the icing was to the top. Like I had to dig for the biscuit, and I almost puked.
Like overflowing out of the
Like
container.
it was a box of icing is what I got.
They
Oh,
were probably
man.
pissed. They were probably like, this fat piece of shit. He wants extra icing. Let's give him some real extra icing.
Oh, they did. They did it. It was yeah. But that's an honorable mention for
I'll
sure.
hit an honorable mention myself. Also Bojangles Cajun filet biscuit with cheese. I love that.
I don't think you put cheese on it, but that's just me. I'm an OG
Unpopular
kind of guy.
opinion. What do you guys think of a McGriddle?
love
Unpopular
'em.
opinion. Yeah, a big fan
I love a
here. Yeah.
McGriddle.
McGriddle is good. Bacon, egg, and cheese McGriddle. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm big on the syrup and the biscuit. That's just
Yeah.
it's good. Yeah, it's a good touch.
I love a McGriddle. They're a little bit on the pricey side, but I mean it's McDonald's, so it's not that expensive anyway. But when I was eating McDonald's a lot, I did not have that much money, so I didn't get McGriddles.
Yeah, you can't even do what we used to do. I used to go into McDonald's with 107 pennies and get a McChicken. And now a McChicken is $5 fucking now. So
Yeah.
That's good stuff. All right, we got any Pat's peeves before we hit closing comments?
I'm starting. I got one, and it's been an annoyance of mine for a long time. But it's like when you send a picture on an iPhone and someone looks at it. Like I sent Wes a picture of a grouper head. But when you send the picture, it cuts off up top when it says, one year ago, and at the bottom, it was a Snapchat, and I said, "You want some head?" And there's a picture of a grouper head, but it cuts off both of that unless you click on the picture. And then Wes was like, "Why did you send me this?" I'm like, "Just click on the fucking picture." So it's an annoyance with people not clicking on the picture, and that why doesn't it just send the full picture?
That's a hell of a Pat's peeve. Todd, you got any Pat's peeves?
Yeah, I'll keep the
Do it, bro.
originals to myself. No,
Okay, probably.
you'll have to edit it out. No, my biggest pet peeve is I cannot stand a car, and Billy, my best friend, he does this all the time, and I hate it. But I can't stand a car driving in the turning lane. If I see you coming down the turning lane and I'm not even turning but going straight, and I see you just coasting, and the front end of my truck is going into that lane.
Hell yeah.
I hate that shit. Fucking hate it.
Yeah, I hate that too. It's just like, yeah, know how to drive, understand the rules of the road. That's frustrating.
I absolutely despise it. And the good thing is I know the common areas it happens now on the roads that I drive. So I'm already prepared to be in two lanes.
It's fucking happening right now, yeah. Oh, that's funny. I don't have any Pat's peeves that are worth mentioning, but I do have kind of a closing comment. Obviously, it doesn't have to be the last one, but one thing I think we should do, especially now that Todd is into the triathlon stuff. It's not a triathlon, but Memorial Day weekend, we should all do like a Murph challenge type thing.
Okay.
I think it'd be it's far enough out to where we can kind of work towards it with the whole weighted vest and push-ups, pull-ups, sit-ups, and then the run. But we could get like a group together, not all in person, obviously, but all kind of like compete together. It'd be fun.
When is Memorial Day weekend?
I think it's May, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, I believe it's May.
I'll probably be 210 pounds by May, so like I'll easily do it.
Yeah, it's May 26th, the Monday.
Easy 210 right here. Lock it in, May 26th.
You will not be 210 by May 26th.
It's only 39. It's only I take 3 5-pound shits a day, so like I lose 50 a day. So
that would be nice. Not gonna happen. Also, new fantasy punishment idea, fantasy basketball punishment idea. Have you seen those TikToks or Instagram videos where it's the guy and he's like, "Hello, ladies, welcome to the barbecue," and then it's like a fake fart?
No.
Dude, you gotta see it. It's like he'll like walk past a group of girls and they'll be like, "Hello, ladies, welcome to the barbecue," and it plays like the grossest fart you've ever heard. They're just disgusted. So you have to make a video if you come in last of you doing that to like 10 people.
That's good. That's good. Talking pranks, I have a video. When we used to live in Wilmington, Billy was living with us for a little while. There was this challenge that was going around, prank called coning. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Yeah.
You order an ice cream cone, you go through the drive-through, and you just grab the ice cream. We had just gotten back from being on the beach all day, so we were pretty drunk. We went through the Chick-fil-A drive-through, and I coned the the lady, and you hear in the video, she just says, "What the?" And I'm driving off, and I'm dying laughing. I'll send the video to you guys. Maybe you can play it on your podcast, whatever.
Okay.
But what made me think about that is I was on TikTok today, and this guy, it's another prank. You go up to somebody at like a Walmart or a grocery store, and you're in find yourself in like a dog food aisle or an aisle that has canned goods, and you find a can and you give it to the worker and you say, "Hey, can you mind reading, these ingredients off to me? I forgot my glasses or I can't make them out." And so they just start reading them and you just leave, and they're just standing in the aisle. There's people walking, like the worker's just reading all these dog food ingredients, and the guy's gone.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, that's good stuff.
I hope your phones hear me say that, so it like goes into your
Yeah,
your
exactly.
feeds, because I died, man.
Get us on the algorithm. Hell yeah.
Oh, that was good.
That's funny.
Yeah.
All right, dude. Well, appreciate you coming on. I know it took
Thanks for having me, man.
a
Yeah,
little
absolutely.
bit of time, but yeah, it was awesome.
Appreciate it. It's good to see you guys, and pleasure.
Yeah, good to see you, Todd. Give me a shout whenever you want to ask me some stuff about the real estate shit.
Yeah, I'll call you this week because I'm gonna get into it for sure.
All right, sweet.
All right, dude.
All right,
It's been
guys.
real. Talk to you.
See y'all.